Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining our webinar today. My name is Patrick. I will be your host as well as your speaker for today's session that is all about your local business guide to setting up your Google business profile. Welcome, everyone. Just give everyone just a few seconds to pile in here. We have a lot to get through today, so we're going to be deep diving right into it. Okay. All right, moving on. So, couple of quick housekeeping items before we get started. As usual, today, one little extra thing. We do have a lot of people in attendance for our session today. In case anyone cannot, you have some audio issues or anything like that, please just raise your hand or post it into your chat in the GoToWebinar control panel. But other than that, we're gonna jump right in. So just in case any of you happen to be unfamiliar with Surefire Local, our mission is to help you make online marketing easy. We provide your business with a next generation platform that is available everywhere you and your customers need it across multiple devices and browsers, your phone, your tablet, home, on the go, anything you need. We provide the software and the capabilities that you need to attract customers and grow profits efficiently and all from one place. Today, we are coming to you live. You will receive a link to this recording as well as all the presentation slides via email. So you're going to get everything later on. No worries. You don't have to hurriedly take down notes and type it all up for yourself. There's going to be a lot of details to go through, a lot of steps, and a lot of point by point, one by one procedures for you and your team to follow. So don't worry, you're going to get everything, the PDF to all the slides, as well as the recording with my lovely voice, all to you via email. Please, just in case, do check your spam folders for Surefire Local, just to make sure you do receive it later on today. You will get that later on today, so please at least wait until by the end of the day today. You can also share feedback with us at any time, even if you just want to say hi. You can email us. That is marketing at surefirelocal.com. And if you have any questions or any issues or anything like that, please utilize the questions tab from the GoToWebinar control panel. As well, please also check out the resources page on our website. There you can view the back catalog of all of our previous webinars. We have a ton of fantastic ebooks and free resources that are all available to you, once again, free and on demand. So make sure you go and check those out. That is also where you will look to find info about our upcoming webinars. So please stay tuned to the resources page on our website. Okay, we have a lot to get into today. We're going to break this up into two components. You have your Google Business Profile and your online presence. We're going to just go through the basics of the Google Business Profile, how it impacts your online presence, and what you need to do to initially get it set up. And then the second portion is the easy and simple strategy to increase your visibility on Google Search and Maps. It is essentially, we'll be looking at the same information we discussed in part one, but it's far more into a deep dive of the nitty gritty, the ones and zeros of it all, and how to actively maintain. So we'll show you what you need to do to set up, why it's important, and then we'll get into your regular maintenance schedule and the things you need to be addressing on a regular, consistent basis in order to get the most out of it and receive the biggest boost to your visibility on Google Search and Maps. So without ado, let's jump into it. We are going to start with the Google Business Profile and your online presence. Okay, here we have the two typical, when you type into Google and it pulls up your business, it's going to pull into one of two places, the Knowledge Panel as well as the local map pack. Now, the interesting thing about the Knowledge Panel is Google's going to decide whether or not your brand is essentially worthy of the knowledge panel, depending on the search parameters that the person is looking for. If they just type in the name of your business, depending how long your business has been around or how prominent it is in your location, it could show up with a knowledge panel, or depending on how strong say your paid advertisement is on Google, or your organic search, or your popularity, or the parameters of what they're searching for, you will pull up on the knowledge panel. Now, the thing about the knowledge panel is that is not only predominantly over here on the right, we see here in the knowledge panel, just for Shiner Exteriors, I believe this is business somewhere in Virginia. You see over here, it really is predominantly focusing on the information you will find and set up within your Google business profile. So you've got all the necessary contact information, but it's not just that. You're seeing over here, it's pulling up all the available other listings that you may have, your Angie's List. This could be your Yelp. We see some other local listings right down there. The thing about that is it just illustrates the importance that you're going to want to have a comprehensive online presence everywhere. So not just Google Business. Google Business, of course, being the primary and the most important, but as well as is pulling up everything it's available to find all across the internet in terms of your online presence. So that's just another reason why it's, just to keep in mind, it's not just Google Business Profiles, although that is your first and primary concern that you should focus on. It's what we tell all of our clients to focus on first, and we will, of course, get into that more. But the knowledge panel is sort of the bird's eye view of everything, primarily coming from your Google Business Profile. Now, the local map pack is a little bit more of what we're used to. This is what people are going to see when they type into Google Maps, when they're searching for you. And there you're going to pull up all the information that is primary from the Google Business Profile only. And that's where things like your review score is really going to come into play, and whether or not you have an accurate website link, whether or not you have your information is updated, is going to be crucial. We'll get into more of that later on, but this gives you an example of what it's like when people are looking for you. Now, coming into the next slide, we have the desktop versus the mobile versions of what people see. When I look at desktop, I like to think of this more, although it's typically referring to, of course, the desktop computer that we all have, or we're supposed to have at home. It's kind of an antiquated term. Desktop computers not really around anymore. This, when I see the word the desktop view, I think of it more as the I'm at home view. Okay, so I'm on my iPad, I'm on my laptop, I'm not really using my phone. It's more of a deep dive. So you see a larger display of information, you see a larger service area, and you see, but essentially it's the same information that you're going to get on the mobile view. It's just a little bit more in depth, and you're going to see a little bit more of what's displayed on the business. You might have some particular reviews that get called out here. You see that there's some sort of popular reviews that people are finding most useful. Remember, when you're leaving reviews, people can rank whether or not they find it particularly useful. We're going to talk a lot about reviews later on, don't worry, but it's just a little bit more of the in-depth information that you have available, whether you have the on the go. Okay, so your mobile version, I say that's the on the go. So that means you're out running errands, you got things going on. You may not be looking for a lawyer while you're on the go. Hopefully you're sitting at home making that decision. But let's just say that says roofers near me, or I don't know, dry cleaners near me. Think about your particular business in your industry, and whether or not you are something that people are going to be looking at on the go. They're going to need to know where you are at any point. So that's where the localized searches come into play. That's where your service area comes into play. We're going to talk about that later on and get more details and how you set that up on Google My Business. But of course, your reviews can still come into play in this view. But this is right here on the mobile view. This is where it's so critical to make sure all your contact information is accurate on your Google Business Profile. You see right there the phone number. I know in our age, we're also used to setting the online forms, but when you're out on the go, I think everybody can attest to this, whether, regardless of how young or old you feel, or perhaps you are quite literally, when you are on the go and looking for a business, that ability to click that phone number and get somebody on the phone and build that human connection right away is so important, especially when you're busy and you're stressed out. So you want to make sure that everything is accurate no matter what, but you can see how, a little bit of a deeper dive versus an on the go, and how people are interacting and finding your business. Okay, moving on. Knowing we got a lot to go through. Okay, we're on the slide 9, so make sure got my notes all pulled up. Why should you claim your Google business profile? All right, so you've seen how it's important when people, obviously you're typing into Google. That's the #1 search engine that we're all using for the most part. Let's just all agree. And the studies and statistics still support that. That's the world we live in. We live in Google's world in terms of our online presence. But the Google business profile is the first thing we tell any business that we're talking to that you should do. #1, it's free. It's out there and it's available for you right now. And that's the first thing we tell everybody they need to do, regardless of whether or not they want to do business with us. It's the first impression that anyone's going to get. Now, a lot of you are probably here, because you already have one. You're like, yeah, I get that. But, what do I do to set it up? And don't worry about that. We have plenty of information coming. But it is just so critical that whether or not it is so important to your business, we invite and constantly beat the drum to tell everyone to claim their Google business profile, keep it up to date, keep it maintained, keep it going, regardless of whether or not you decide to do business with us. Now, as I said, your online presence is not just your Google business profile. It encompasses a tremendous menagerie of various channels and mediums and strategies. And as I said before, go to our resources page on our website if you really want to look at the back catalog of our webinars and get a full breadth of everything you need to do. But the first and foremost thing, the most critical thing, is obviously this. It takes charge of the first impression with your new customers. It connects with more local customers searching for your service. It makes it easy for them to find you and contact you. It's not just the phone click easy call button that we looked at on the mobile, on the on-the-go view. You're also talking about appointment settings, direct contact forms, etc. We're going to get into frequently asked questions and answers. You can highlight your services and credentials. You can tell people exactly what you do, what you're performing. That's going to impact your organic SEO. That's going to make it easier for people to find you. You're going to put your credentials, your licensing, if you have any particular to your industry, right there on the Google business profile. This is something that is, even if you don't have a website yet, get the Google business profile first. That's how critical I think it is. And then last but not least, the whole reason we're here, of course, is building an exceptional brand reputation, which can really only come from trust. As we know, in the business world, it can only come from building trust with your prospects, your community, and your customers. And that really does start with your online presence, and your online presence starts with your Google business profile. Okay, taking charge of that critical first impression with your new customer. Okay, we are on to slide 10. Make sure I got the. So you're, one important aspect of this, looking at my notes, and one thing that my colleague pointed out when we were going through this is you're not going to show up to a job interview in your sweatpants, in your sweatshirt. You're not just going to roll out of bed with greasy hair, unkempt, gross, and just show up to a job interview and just kind of waltz in and expect to get what you want. No, nor would you do that on a date, etc. You wouldn't go into court with shorts and flip-flops. You want to put your best foot forward, and as you know, as a business, that is essential. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people seem to feel, or they kind of deal with the attitude that the online presence is second fiddle. That the online, that good customer service, obviously good products, a wonderful business, but that this online presence is somehow second fiddle, and that the Google Business Profile in particular is just kind of a means to an end, more of a pain and a hassle than something you can get really out of. But here are some primary tips of why it is so important and what you need to focus on when you're building your profile in order to capture that critical first impression with all your customers. First and foremost, make sure that you have your accurate contact information up on your profile. If that sounds like, oh, well, that's, really pretty self-explanatory, obviously that just kind of comes with the territory, there are things you can set up first that you don't really have to worry about. Like we said before, there are those things you do at the start, and then what you need to do for maintenance. But I always say run an audit, run at least a yearly audit, and go through and make sure that you have your up-to-date phone number, operating hours. Operating hours are critical. If you be open and present and available to receive contacts during your operations, during your hours of operation. Nothing is more annoying when I'm on the go and I've got my quote unquote mobile view and I'm looking up places and I'm stressed out and I've got all these errands to run, and I find a business that has operational business hours and I reach out to contact them and nobody can be around. Now, if you're busy, that's one thing, but have the measures in place in order to take messages and let people know at least that they're being heard and that you'll get back to them. Okay, so that really starts with your operating hours, and don't put your operating hours on Google as 24/7 or open till midnight if you're not going to actually be open. Health and safety measures. We live in a real world, a real world and a weird one. And we all just came out of a pretty awful global pandemic. Health and safety measures are huge. Put those on your website. You don't know, I don't know your industry, you may deal with hazardous materials, etc. So put that on there so people can find it easily, quick and easy, and keep it on your Google Business Profile, keep it updated. Share your photos and logo, show your business unique personality. We're going to get into photos. We're going to talk about cover photos, and we're going to talk about feature images in your logo. The important thing to remember here is have professional photos. I will say this now. I think that it's always in very good interest to pay for a professional photographer. They're always worth their weight in gold. That's just always going to be. Now, let's say you don't want to spend the money in that, you don't have the budget, that's fine. Our smartphones take some pretty incredible pictures, but we at this point, it's pretty common and easy with a good modern phone that you can take some pretty impactful pictures, but take real pictures. We'll get into the use of stock photos. Don't use them. Take genuine pictures of your business, of your staff, of the products you're working on. Don't just search Google Images and grab, if you're a roofer, don't just grab random pictures of roofs and put them up there. Don't grab stock photos of what the product looks like if anyone else does a quick Google search. Pick real, genuine photos that are about your business. Get a real logo designed, etc. That's how you stand out. Okay, and then show who you are. All right, down here, the last thing, of course, with sharing who you are is you are part of a community. Okay, you're part of your neighborhood, your service area, your town, or your state. So you need to be open about your identity, be genuine and real. So it's not just something that the world needs more of, but being real is all about building trust. And trust is what builds loyal customers. That's why we're here. That's why we're attending a webinar. That's why your online presence is so important, and that's what we're going over. So show who you are, be genuine and honest. Connect with customers looking for your services. Provide customers with relevant and valuable content, and update customers with the latest via posts, offers, direct messages, and more. Okay, your Google Business Profile is not just an avenue for which people can quickly find you, see exactly what you do, and contact you. You can also add posts just like any other or most social networks or mediums, your Instagram, your Facebook, etc. You can put those posts as well onto your Google business profile. Now we've done lots of great webinars in the past about social media and content. Of course, if this all sounds overwhelming, there are great systems that can help you deal with it all in one place, like ours, of course. But remember that when you have that great blog post and that you post it to your website, you can take the link from that blog post. You're going to be promoting it on your Facebook. You're going to be promoting it on your Instagram and on the channels and the mediums of which you have identified that your customers are at. And you're going to take that and you're going to put that on your Google business profile as well. Responding to reviews. So very critical. This will be talked about in multiple times throughout this session here today, but responding to reviews, ladies and gentlemen, if you get a review, typically you have we tell people the best window to respond is within 24 hours, not 24 business hours, not the next business day. So if you're closed on the weekends and somebody sends in a review at 7 o'clock on a Friday, typically it is best if you respond to that within 24 hours. Now, I understand that can be unrealistic. We got a lot going on. Everyone has a lot going on, but know that that's just generally the best window. And don't worry, we're going to be talking about negative and good reviews and the impact and how that affects customers. But you just need to remember that most people, when they're doing research online and looking at those reviews, and they're not necessarily looking for everything has to be a 5-star. If you get a 1-star, it's how you respond. It's how you take that feedback. It's how you talk to that customer. It's how you engage with them. That can sometimes mean the most to people when they're researching a business. How does your company deal with a disgruntled customer? How do you address an issue? It can be so huge. You can send and receive direct messages, your Google business profile. Remember, that is an appointment making tool. It is a communication tool. It is a direct bridge to the vast majority of people that are looking for you. So remember that it is an avenue of which people can get in contact with you right away. We looked at the phone button. We talked about that. It's not just that. There's direct messaging. There's appointment linking. We'll get into that, but it is a direct bridge of communication with your community and your customers. Post commonly frequently asked questions and answers to your FAQs. List helpful business info up front and save time by posting answers to common questions. You know what they are. You've been in business for a long time. You know what most people are asking. This is also one of those things we're going to get into that you want to maintain on a regular basis. It is just fast, convenient, and it's better more efficient for your business, more efficient for your customers, and it just helps your profile be more valuable and ultimately leads to more trust, more customers, and more leads and revenue. Yeah, we were just talking about this, how to make it easy for your customers to contact you via messaging. Your Google business profile helps customers do business with you easily and directly with product inventory, ordering, bookings, quotes, and more. So it's not just that great avenue of all your different contact information and your content and what you're promoting. It is a great way for people to be able to contact your business directly and to engage with you, whether it's over the phone or it's through messaging services or making appointments. The important thing to remember there is you have to, within reason, do your best to respond to these in a timely manner. Or at the very least, set up some sort of, you can work with us, platforms like ourselves, as well as integrated features. There are a lot of great options. You can set up automation. You can set up automated replies to let people know that you're getting back with them. There's nothing worse than calling a business and the phone just rings and rings and rings, and there's no voicemail. There's no place to leave a message. There's nothing worse than texting them, and then later on in the afternoon, I know I just went through this, texting a lot of different companies, looking for available services, looking for availability, looking for quotes, and then sometime later on in the afternoon, getting back a one-word reply. You can do a lot more than that. Even if you can't actively be sitting there and have an answer right within a second that they've messaged you, what you can do is you can set up automated messages. It could be something as simple as just having a nice professional voicemail to let people know that they've been heard, that you're just busy right now, and you will get back with them. Okay, with this, when looking at this, you can see that there is no longer a reason for not having highly efficient connectivity with your prospects and your customers. We're at the age where there's really no longer an excuse. Highlight your services and credentials. We talked about this. This is not only going to help your algorithms, your search engine optimization, your getting found, your organic availability, your organic search results. This is not only going to help that, it's also going to make it easy for people to exactly understand what you do and what you provide. I think these are sometimes overlooked by a lot of businesses. Excuse me. I think it's overlooked. I think that we kind of move past this, but this is huge. List out everything you do. List your services so customers see your expertise right away. You can even show photos of past work, real genuine work that you've done, and the people who make up your business. Put pictures of your staff. Share how long you have been in business and stand out when customers search for your services you offer on Google. And accurately list them out, not just your services, but your credentials. So, as I said, we'll just go back real quick, any licensing, any industry, certifications, etc. Okay, now moving on. Build a trusted online reputation. So your online presence combined in total, not just your Google business profile. Remember that it is the critical piece, but it still is just one piece of a very large pie, of course. But the entire point of it is to genuinely express and put your best foot forward and your best impression forward with your best Sunday dress on to your community, position your company, but to genuinely show who and what you are and what you do, to build a genuine connection with other people. That's hopefully that's what the entire internet is all about, but we can be the source of change, if you will. You want to, it is all about bridging that gap of communication, like I said before, and I really feel like it does not certainly end here, but it starts with your Google business profile. Create a competitive advantage for your business to get noticed when new customers search for the services you offer on Google. Okay, complete and accurate information, a high star rating. Yes, but that is of course easier said than done, and it is all truly about maintenance, if I can say that. We will get more into ratings, of course, as we go on. The quantity of reviews, how often you're getting reviews, we'll have specifics and more information about that as we get into this sort of second half of our webinar today. And offer posts. So offer posts, make sure you're promoting, just as you would with any other part of your business. If you have certain promotions coming up, events, live events, things you're attending in the community, remember that if you're posting it to your social media or if you're posting it to your website, don't forget you can also post it to your Google business profile. Just harp on that again. But it's all about bridging the gap and being genuine, and being genuine builds trust. Trust, of course, leads to customers. Customers lead to greater success. So just a quick fun fact, go over this. Your completed listing, a completed and well-maintained Google business profile, is 7 times more likely to get clicks than those left unfinished. So a lot of you, of course, are probably here today because you already have one and you need to know about how to best amplify it. But maybe that is not all of you. A good chunk of you are probably here today because you don't have one, or maybe you have one that you haven't taken very seriously. You claimed your Google business profile, but then you didn't do anything with it because you figured, well, most people are finding on Facebook, etc. No. Completed listings are 7 times more likely to get clicks than those left unfinished. More website visits, more phone calls, more appointments, more people finding you means they're reaching out to you more, they're building trust. Trust leads to customers. You get the idea. Okay, finish your profile, claim it, finish it, maintain it. Google Business Profile features. I won't vamp on too long on this one. I promise. I've done a good amount of that before. But let's just look over the full list again, just to get you a comprehensive view. Remember what you're looking at. You're looking at a full description of who your business is, okay? Nice, accurate description. Categories of your business, okay? What do you do? You remember your services. You're listing all of that out. Your service area, we'll get into that here in a little bit, but you're defining where your service areas in your community, the counties that you serve, the parts of the state that you serve, the townships, etc. Okay, you're defining that within your Google Business Profile, and it's having a huge effect on your algorithm. You have your products and services. We talked about that with listing the categories of services you provide, but as well as your full catalog of what you do as a business. You're posting genuine and real photos and videos. We'll talk a little bit more about their impact, their greater impact on your online presence here just in a little bit, but we're talking about genuine photos and videos, real things that you've made yourself. Yes, having them professionally done is fantastic, but we all have little tiny photo and video studios in our pockets, these little square things called smartphones, and you can make really great impactful stuff there. You just have to take it seriously. Reviews, maintain them, getting them, asking for them, and being real with them. If someone has genuine feedback, take it to heart, implement it. Talk to people that are frustrated, answer their questions. Let other people see the dialogue you have with a potential, say, difficult customer. Let them see that you are trying. That makes all the impact. People are looking at the reviews before they do anything, as well as asking for reviews. We'll get into the details on reviews here in just a bit. Questions and answers. If it's common, if it's something frequent, put it on your FAQs, as well as remember that people are going to ask questions. They can ask you questions of your business. They can rank questions as whether or not they are useful, etc. Posts, you're posting and you're promoting all your stuff anyway to all your various channels and your mediums. Remember that you can include it on the Google Business Profile as well. Appointment booking, it's not just the phone number, although that is the quick call button from your smartphone. That is obviously most of the time my preferred method, but we are getting to the point where the appointment booking links and the messaging directly from the Google Business Profile are becoming more and more important, and you can do it all from in here, as well as you can list all your attributes and who you are as a business, and then we've already talked about messaging and with the appointment booking and people able to contact you. All right, so this is generally kind of how we're breaking it up and how we like to look at it. Here's the simple way to manage your Google Business Profile. So over here on the left, you've got the things you really only need to manage when setting up the profile and require minimal maintenance. Remember what I said earlier on about running a yearly audit of this information? I really think that is probably best. It's worth it once or a couple times a year to go in and recheck this stuff from how you had it set up within your system at the beginning. But for the most part, folks, you really only need to do this stuff the first time. So you're only going to write one business description. So make it a good one. You're going to list out your categories, your service area. We'll get into that again. But the listing of who you are, your appointment booking links. Remember, these are things you're only really going to need to do the first time. They should sort of be set. This is the setup phase, and then we talked about how there's the maintenance phase, the things you're never going to stop doing. The thing that your business profile is going to be the ever-growing animal that lives, and you are constantly going to have to address it. That is your reviews. Remember your photos and videos. You're being real, you're being genuine, and you're constantly adding new stuff. You're constantly looking for new reviews, and you're adding new photos and or videos. Questions and answers, you're always answering new questions, as well as you're defining your frequently asked questions and answers, maintaining that, editing it. You're constantly posting, okay? You're adding your other posts that you're promoting on your other channels to your Google Business Profile. And then last, of course, is the messaging, because you're never not talking to your customers, and it's a great avenue to do that. Okay, All right, we are at 35 minutes, but that was the essentials of how to set up your Google business profile and what you need to maintain. Now, let's get into let's look at a lot of the same information, and this will be a little bit shorter. I'll go a little bit quicker, I promise. I know we've got to all have a lot going on, but this is a little bit more into the details of the specifics of what you need to do on that maintenance, the numbers you need to follow, the process you need to follow, and ultimately how these things really work out. So this is more of the details as well as the maintenance of your Google business profile. So let's dive in. And remember, you're going to get all of this stuff sent to you via email. You get this wonderful video as well as the PDF to all these slides. So you'll have these slides, you'll have these steps. So if you get somebody new, or if you want to go over with your team about why this stuff is important and what you need to do, you can just share with them this doc. And then once you've kind of explained, once everyone understands what it is and what you're doing it, you can just kind of focus on part two and be like, here's everything we need to worry about. Okay. So, but we will start at the very beginning. You got your 5 main steps. You got to claim it, got to set the service area, add those photos, worry about the reviews, get the reviews, and then you interact and engage with your prospects, your community, customers, etc. But here are the main 5 steps to your Google business profile. Number 1, claim and complete your profile. We already know why it's important. We've already been through that. So what does it mean? What can you expect if you've never done this before? All right, well, let me kind of jump ahead to the verify your profile portion here. Let me get down to my notes. Just a few things that I wanted to remember here. All right, well, so you can get verified by a postcard. Usually takes about 5 days by Google, and they'll send you a code, and then you use that code to verify your business online. Truth be told, this one is a little bit odd to me because I don't really have much experience with the postcard myself. Now, I wonder, to be honest with you, there may be certain reasons why Google wants to verify via mail. They want to make sure that this is that the business you've claimed, that the storefront that you've claimed, that the address that you've claimed really is you. So there could be a reason for sending it via mail and making sure you get the code that way. But typically, I think you go to more of the instant verification options, which is by phone, by email, and in that way, you're just doing it right online right away. And then the bulk verification typically is only going to come into play if you have multiple addresses you're doing it once. So if you are part of a localized chain, if you have multiple locations, remember that those will also can have their own reviews depending on what storefront. Some burger places, if it's a chain, some are better than others. We've kind of all been through that, but they'll each have their own reviews, but bulk verification is really only going to come into play when you have multiple locations or you're part of a chain. Now let's go into what it's going to take when you claim your profile. Remember, you want to use a Gmail address. Okay, so here's what's important here. This is a first rule of law, and if you have not done this, I highly recommend it. Folks, keep your personal and business life separate, okay? So when you're setting up your Google business profile for your business, set up a new Gmail address that's just for your business. Don't use your own personal one. We want to separate our professional and personal lives. Okay, so I understand getting the calls on your cell phone, but it's something. If you're going to have a phone number for your business and you want to directly go to your mobile number, you can set up a Google phone number so that it can, as well as it'll send it directly to your phone, but it's a separate phone number. Okay. The same concept goes for your email. You want to have a separate Gmail address just for your business. And this will be the Gmail account that'll be directly tied to your Google business profile. So that's just one little word of advice we see a lot sometimes when we're dealing with new clients, when people come in and like, hey, I don't know what I'm starting from scratch here. I just have my business. what do I do? You know, the first thing is let's get your personal life and your personal digital presence and your digital existence separate from your business. So let's get a different Gmail address for the business. Let's get a different phone number. Okay, that's really the big one. The rest are just steps that you can expect when you are first signing in. I'll leave this here for you if you want to go back and check it out. But it's just a quick step-by-step process of what you can expect when you start from scratch and build your profile. So in case you need future reference, you can come back to this slide. Moving on, setting up your Google business profile, business name, description, hours of operation, website URL, and phone number. It's got to be accurate and it has to be there. Okay, remember to do a regular audit once a year or twice a year if you can. Professional, high quality logo and cover photo. Like we said, don't do stock photos. Don't do bad photos. Don't do blurry, but you also want it to be real. So if you're a roofer, take pictures of your crew working on your clients' roofs. Take pictures of your folks in their team sweatshirts. You want to showcase your team on your site, on your business profile. Maybe have headshots done for your folks. You go out and you have an event and you're all at a party, show people that. Show people your storefront. Show people your work, your products, your services that you provide. Put them there. It's not hard to get good quality photos with today's technology. You can also pay, like I said, for a professional. It's always worth its weight in gold for certain things, like a nice storefront shot. You know, that's just one professional photo, as well as a professional logo. You know, don't just throw something together in MS Paint or whatever, folks. It's really going to be worth its weight in gold to have a nice professional logo made. You don't have to break the bank. Don't have to do that anymore, but get something nice. You can set your business categories, any relevant attributes, as well as your appointment link. We've gone over that appointment link, direct link to contact you. Contact you for an estimate, consultation, direct callback, etc. Okay, setting up your service area. I told you we'd get to it, and we're getting to it. Moving on, you can add up to 20 service areas. So it's best to, generally speaking, cast a wide net and scale back. Now you're going to be able to set this up by your state, your counties, your zip. You're going to be able to put in your various zip codes, the towns that you cover, etc. Service area is a big topic in general. Obviously, if you talk to one of our subject matter experts about the services we provide, they will probably talk to you about GeoJuice. That is another service that also plays into your service area online, your organics, etc. But this is what you're able to set up and define from within your Google business profile. This is critical. Take some time, look at it, and remember that also Google is smart and knows what's up, so it's going to help you out with some suggestions as well. But you can start with 20 various service areas, build out a big map, and whittle it down from there. Going on to 3, add photos. All right, we've talked about photos and length. I've gone over it, why it's important, why you need to do that. Photos and videos help expand your visibility beyond traditional Google search results. Remember, when you are adding this stuff to your profile, it is showing up in Google search. Okay, so if you're taking a picture of the work that you're doing within your area, that is adding it to Google Images. If you have a YouTube account, and you should, you post little videos to there, little examples of some of the work and stuff that you've done, it's going to show up as well as in Google search. Okay, so let's say one of the examples my coworker like to use is if you're, let's just say for whatever reason you run a little plumbing service and you show people a way to commonly unclog a toilet, for example. We're just kind of pulling examples. You can put that up on your YouTube video. That can go into your Google business profile. It's a great resource, as well as even if people can stumble upon it, is what I'm trying to say, through Google search. They'll find the video, they'll find the images. So it's not just living your Google business profile or on your website, it is helping build your organic results, and it is going everywhere, and Google loves this stuff. Just make sure it's genuine and it's not stock. What to avoid, what to do, how to choose the right photos. We talked about this. High quality photos, well lit photos. Your iPhone, your Android phone, your latest stuff. It is fantastic. Little tiny mobile studios in our pockets, of course, and as always, paying for some professional photography is always worth the cash. Strive for real photos, showcase your local community service and employees. I've been harping on that over and over. Stay genuine, stay real, take real photos of stuff you're working on. I'd probably say, honestly, in my own personal view, okay, so this is just my opinion talking, I'm looking for real photos over super high quality ones. But that being said, I want to see both. I want to see that it's real, that's genuine, and that you cared and that you wanted the picture to come out well. What to avoid? Don't post stock photos. Don't grab random things off the internet and be like, oh, this is what this model of equipment looks like everywhere, so just grab that. You know, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see just a collection of if I'm looking up one of the things I've had to do recently is look up tree trimmers. We had a really bad ice storm a few months back here. So, you know, one of the things that turned me off immediately is if I find the Google business profile and they just take a stock footage of somebody trimming a tree. No, I want to see what your business looked like, what it would look like if you pulled up to my house. Okay. So just be real and take time and do it right. It's not hard today with the technology we have. Optimize your photos. Really quick little bit of tidbit here. Just remember that when you are uploading your photos to online, folks, change the file name to something that is search engine optimized and friendly for your organic results. Please don't leave the generic file names. Don't spend all this time to take a picture of your folks hard at work on an HVAC unit or whatever, and they're outside and you've gone to a client's home and you got permission to take nice photos and you're taking them and everyone's posing and they got their shirts on. You take really cool action shots and it shows them working in the equipment and you upload it to the website. Remember, that's going to Google Business Profile, it's going to Google Images, it's going to show up everywhere, and the file name says img_3287645. It's not going to help you. It's not doing anybody any good. So when you're uploading these files, when you're uploading these images, you have to have the file name be representative of what it is, what they're doing, and where they did it, and who you are. It's okay if it's long. Try to avoid, or no, don't try to avoid special characters. Don't have parentheses, ampersands, the @ symbol, the pound sign. I'm reading off the little symbols on my keyboard, asterisks. Avoid that stuff. Just keep upper and lowercase letters and use underscores where possible. Okay, that's really also going to help that. But you know, be descriptive in those file names. That is huge. You can include tags and descriptions when you upload photos. Those are available. You can location tag your photos. All this stuff is going to help you as well. Okay, so keep that in mind. Photo categories. Google allows you to organize your photos in the categories. Remember, we talked about why it's so important to have a professional logo, your cover photo or your banner image. When clicking on your profile, that can be something that is, as somebody said, you know, Facebook. Your Facebook has a banner as well for your business's Facebook page. Okay, so this is the same kind of concept. Interior photos, your office lobby, reception area, conference room. So take time to show people what it's like inside your store, inside your business. It's okay to have action shots. It's okay to, people don't have to be posing or staging. You don't have to stage your own semi-stock photo. You don't have to do that. Just make sure that you clean the place. I know a lot of this stuff might be just sort of needs to be, you know, should be unsaid, should just sort of be understood, but you know, pay attention to the little things. You know, maybe tidy up a bit before you start taking your interior shots, your exterior shots, your nearby streets, and make it easy for people to find you. I think the first thing when I click on images is I want to see what your storefront looks like when I pull up to it. What can I see when I'm out and about trying to find you, especially if I'm on my mobile, quote unquote, on the go view. I want to see what your exterior business looks like. I think there with the exterior shots is, if I was going to pay for one professional photo, I'd probably get that, depending on where you are in your location. At work, capture candid photos. We talked about that to great. I've talked about that to a great extent. I've vamped on about it over and over. Be genuine and real. Team, showcase your people. Like I said, headshots are nice. Show team events. People are out and about. Maybe you attended a community event, etc. Maybe you attended some sort of charity, or maybe you held your own special sort of event promoting a community charity or a cause. You show that stuff. Can be constantly adding new photos as well. Don't just let's be adding new ones. Try to add a few new ones every quarter, every 3 months, or monthly if you can. And then the video as well, show a virtual tour of your business. If that's really important for your business, if the interior of your store really is what it's all about, if say you have like an antique shop, for example, then do a nice and clean up, and you can get a virtual tour on of your business, and that'll really help sort of drive people into your storefront. Okay, make it a goal. Okay. Thank you, slides. Thank you, partners, for giving me the real numbers on what you need to focus on. So this is what you really need to focus on, not just every quarter. Thank you, colleague, for reminding me. Folks, you need to worry to make at least add 3 to 5 new photos every month. I know that can sound like a lot, but remember, it's the recency that's going to play into that. It's the constant sort of drumbeat of activity that's going to feed the algorithm that's going to make Google want to promote your business more. So the more you put in, the better off it's going to be. So make it a goal to try to do 3 to 5 photos every month. So start so simple you can't fail. Now remember, the average is 11. The average is that every business has about 11 added to their profile at any given point. Any more than 11 is above average. So 3 to 5 every month should be the goal. If it breaks down to, I don't know, 6 or so in a 3-month period, you're probably doing better than average. But 3 to 5 every month is the goal. Listen to the slides. Pay attention to that. According to Google, businesses with photos receive 35 more clicks to their websites than businesses that don't have photos. Okay, be above average, stand out above the competition. Moving on, getting reviews. Reviews. Now, there are a tremendous great number of resources that we have. Almost every webinar we have, almost every time I do it, we come to this point where we need to talk about reviews. I said the 24-hour mark of typically your window when you need to respond. Realistically, life is life, things happen, but you need to try to aim for that. How important are reviews? 90% of customers consult customer reviews before engaging with a business. It's not just your score. Your score is massively important, okay? Like the better of a business you are, the more trustworthy you are, the higher your score is going to be, but you have to solicit those reviews. Let's scroll down to my notes here. I'm sorry. Let me get back here. I want to scroll down to my notes here. Make sure that I've got everything. Just bear with me. Okay. Reviews are huge. I mean, they're really everything. Important reviews. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to ask for a review. Don't be afraid to ask directly for a review from a happy customer. Also, don't try to force it. If you have an experience with a particular customer and it seems kind of mediocre, they seem distracted, or they're not terribly happy, it's okay to not force it. It's also okay to leave reminders for reviews in your customer communications. Let's say you have emails that go out post order. You have maybe a text messages that go out post order. If you're wondering how you can sort of get those things automated and get started on that, well, then you should reach out to Surefire Local. We have a little a wonderful software platform I can talk to you about here later on that can kind of help you with that. But it's okay to have the review links there in those post customer communications. But one of the things that always is going to make the biggest difference in getting your reviews and staying up to date with your reviews every month is doing those in person, doing those face to face and asking for that face to face. So if you have a really great, elated customer that's very happy, more often than not, they're going to leave a review. They're going to leave that 5-star. That's how you solicit those reviews. An unhappy customer, somebody that's really mad with you, they're going to go back and leave that 1-star review, whether you ask for it or not. So don't worry about that. That is going to happen. But never be afraid if you've got a happy customer to ask for the 5, but don't push it. You don't have to ask everybody if they just seem maybe not impressed or they seem upset. But remember that reviews, this is, if there's anything you're maintaining on an active basis all the time forever and you never stop maintaining, excuse me, when it comes to your Google business profile, I'd probably say reviews number 1 with your photos and your videos being a close second, but reviews are number 1. 90% of consumers consult reviews before engaging with a business, period. That's across the web. Okay. And remember what they're looking at. Like I said before, they want to see the good score. They want to see, the 4.8s, 4.5s out of 5. Okay. They want to see a large number of reviews. They want that number to be big. It's one thing if somebody has a perfect score, 5 out of 5, all reviews, but they've got 12 reviews. And there's another one that's got a 4.2, but they have 300 reviews. I'm going to trust that one more. And I want to look through some of those negative reviews and I want to see how they deal with different customers. We've talked about that. I harp on that a lot in a lot of these webinars. Higher local search rankings, more reviews, better score, more rankings, more people see you. The more they want to click, the greater your click-through rates, the more they come to you, the more trust you establish and confidence. How do you deal with a difficult customer? How do you respond? How have you addressed their concerns? Have you taken their feedback into heart? Okay, this is, if there's anything that's going to set yourself above the competition in your online presence, it'll certainly start with Google Business Profiles, and Google Business Profiles will start with the reviews. Okay, moving on. Slide 34. Most important factors when it comes to Google reviews. Google's algorithm contains over 200 ranking factors. Okay, so there's a lot that goes into it. Nearly 10% of the total weight of search ranking is estimated to be review signals, including the quantity. How many do you have? How many reviews? We talked about that 300 versus 12. The recency. When was the last time you got one? If I look at reviews and you've got a whole lot of really wonderful 5 stars with glowing customers, but it was a year ago, I might move on. I might not want to do business with you. I might want to go with the one that's had reviews in the past week or month. The quality, the star rating, obviously, how how recent, but also how happy people generally are with your business and how descriptive. It's one thing if it's just 5 stars with a great. It kind of sounds like, but the happier people are, the more excited they are about your business and the better you've treated them, the more likely they are, just genuinely speaking, to leave a nice 5-star with a nice descriptive quality on what they liked about you, even if it's just 2 sentences. And then frequency, we talked about this, how often people are reviewing your business. How often are you getting reviews is massive. Are you getting them on a regular basis? This means businesses that have a high star rating, along with a large number of reviews posted on a consistent basis, will receive more visibility than businesses that do not. I had to say that very slow. How to ask for reviews. Make it simple and easy. Just give them a link, a shortcut to the Google review link. You can put that link, as you see over here on the right, and they have options to share this to other places. this can be included in your follow-up automated communications as well. Okay, just remember, ask for reviews in person. We went over that. That's huge. That's really the best way to do it. Over phone, via text, email, receipts, invoices. It can be part of your post customer service communication. Okay, you can send a separate email maybe a few days after the end of sale. Please leave us a kind review, etc. But when they are really happy and you're face to face with them, that is always going to be the best time to ask them for a review. Add reviews page to your website. Be open and honest, and actively always be looking for those reviews. Don't force it and be respectful. Again, if they're really unhappy, you shouldn't tell your staff to always ask for a review and mandate it, so that basically a member of your staff feels as if they're going to get in trouble if they have a really unhappy customer, a really angry customer. If they feel that they are forced in their job procedures to ask for a review, that's not going to help anything. So just you want to avoid that. Know when and where to ask for those reviews in person. Encourage your customers to be descriptive with reviews. Again, I think if they're truly happy, they'll be descriptive. There are many aspects to a Google review, of course, the rating, obviously, but it's the words, because people aren't just going to trust the number on face value. They're going to try to see what people have actually said. The attributes, what are they highlighting, as well as people can add photos to reviews. One third of all Google reviews are star-only reviews, meaning they contain no words. Those aren't going to help you as much as when people are being descriptive. So I think the happier they are, and the more of a connection you build, the more of a tendency people are to leave a good, decent description. But it is, if you need to, it is important to highlight that that extra description in the review can be what it is that really sets it apart. You see these there's other aspects when they leave a review. There are things that they can call out automatically, set by your Google business profile. So the more accurate you have your profile set up, the more the stuff is going to be displayed, so that that descriptive process can be better automated. What's the goal of how many reviews you should get? Make it a goal to get at least 1 to 3 new reviews every month. That's huge, okay? Unlike the photos, this one is buried into my brain. Get at least 1 to 3 new reviews every month. And now that is critical, but that is really what you need to aim and shoot for with your reviews on building your algorithm. Your customers are building your online presence, your customers are willing to write, especially they're happy, are willing to write reviews. A Bright local study showed that 76% of those who are asked to leave reviews go on to do so. If your customer is really happy, they're going to want to help you out. People are cool like that. Interact and engage. Okay, moving on, we're at the last portions here. Running a little bit over, but we'll get through this. How can you engage with your customers? Remember, we talked about that. You're posting your content that you post everywhere else to your Google business profile as well. You're answering questions live that come in, as well as you're addressing your frequently asked questions, and then you're using your Google business profile to message directly to and from with your prospects, customers, and community. Post tips, an opportunity to publish content that appears directly on Google. Okay, so if you're posting it everywhere else, you want to post it here, but what can you focus on? What do you really want to focus on? You want to post updates to your customers on Google. So you got any active offers that are coming up, any active promotions, and we talked a little bit about events. Let's say that you're active in your community, and you should be. You're working with, say, a local charity, or you're sponsoring your own sort of charity, or you have a local, say, kickoff event coming up, maybe having a little bit of a store block party, whatever it may be. You want to be actively adding this stuff to your Google business profile. Okay, so anything new, you can put it there. Questions and answers and tips. Be a great source of information, of free information. If you are good at your job, educate. Okay, that's one thing I think that is really important for any online presence. A little bit like this webinar, kind of going through these points in depth. You know, it's something that we tell all our clients to do. So hopefully this is some education free available to everyone that can help you regardless of whether or not you decide to do business with us. But questions and answer tips, create highly relevant content that displays within your GMB Google business profile, sorry, on Google search and maps, okay? Anyone can ask questions. We talked about that. Anyone can go and pose and ask a question of your business. Okay, so it's something you actively need to maintain and pay attention to and answer, as well as with your frequently asked questions. That is where you anticipate some of the more commonly asked questions, and over time that is one of those portions of things that we want to actively maintain, is the questions. Messaging tips, just some quick messages. Respond quickly, rather, either from your phone or your desk. So whether or not you're in the office or on the go, like I said before, respond to these within a timely manner. And if you're not able to do so, perhaps set up some automation or some default responses in a way to let people know that you are that you have received your message and you are busy right now and you'll get back to them. But take this seriously. I can't tell you how often, in my general experience with dealing with local businesses, the company that I end up going to do business with, or the people that I call upon, are the ones that contact me back, are the ones that reach back out to me, and not always in the most timely manner, because sometimes the ones that respond right away perhaps really just aren't good at communication. 1 to 2 word answers that really just show that they're busy and kind of uninterested. It's the ones that take time to genuinely respond back to you, to let you know that you've been heard. A lot of times that can be the deciding factor in whether or not someone becomes your customer. How quickly you respond influences your placement in local search rankings. It does. So you have the messaging live there on the Google business profile, and how active and how quick you are to respond to questions, messages, etc., is going to impact your rankings. Recap the 5 steps of active maintenance, okay? Claim your profile, complete it, run an audit, set up your service area, add real genuine photos, reviews 1 to 3 a month. Pay attention, be genuine, be real, and respond to them, and then interact and engage all the different ways you can stay in touch with your customers and build trust. Recap what the takeaway. Claim and set up your Google business profile to make it easier for customers to find you. Okay, so if you haven't, the first thing you need to do is worry and claim your Google business profile. And the second thing you need to do is to continually optimize it to increase your local visibility with recent reviews, recent photos, recent videos, and any active content or promotions you are posting to your profile. It's going to take some time to look. Let's see here. Let's see what questions we might have. Bear with me here, folks, as the GoToWebinar is being a little temperamental. Scroll this down. Let me just give me a second to kind of read through these. Yes, as I said, everyone's getting you will receive a link to this recording, as well as all the presentation slides via email later on today. Let's see here. Someone said, what is Google Juice? So that's not a thing. I'm sorry, that's my bad. I probably might have mispronounced that. I am referring to GeoJuice. That is something else. I highly encourage you to call our number or schedule a demo with a member of our staff to dive in that more. That is something separate, and I will leave it to them to answer more of your questions there, but I highly encourage you. That does impact your service area. It is a related conversation, but that is GeoJuice, not Google Juice, Geo. And you want to call one of our subject matter experts to get more information on that. Okay. Does it hurt if you have the messaging off? Yes. Yes, it absolutely does. You want to be as active as possible. If there's anything I want you to walk away from this, if a lot of people think, oh, I just claimed the profile and I'm done, and claimed it, it's mine. Google knows I own it. I'm done. It doesn't work like that. This is a never-ending animal. This doesn't stop. It has to be fed. It has to be maintained. It has to be understood and constantly touched upon. And as I said, it is probably a key component of the pie that is your Google, your overall online presence is a key piece of that pie, but it is just one piece of that total pie. There are solutions that can help. There is automated solutions that can help you stay on top of it, and we'll get into that here just a second. Can it be Outlook instead of Gmail? I would not do that. I would not do that. You want to set up, no, you're gonna need a Google account, and you're going to need a Gmail account specifically and only for your business. Now, if that sounds like a lot, if that sounds like a lot of different accounts and systems and passwords and a lot of different media and channels that you all have to manage. If Google is just one part of it, you have your website, you have your Facebook, you have all your different social channels, and you have all those different logins and all those permissions, and a lot of it is too hard to handle. Well, there are great resources to that. We're going to be moving on. I know I got a lot of fantastic questions there, folks, although don't worry about that. I will be sending all of your questions and all of your feedback to our sales representatives after the call today so that they can analyze that and we can get you into contact. So we are approaching the end. So this is the time in which I would like to invite each and every one of you that is on the call with us today a chance to schedule your very own session and to see how an all-in-one business intelligence marketing platform that uses AI learning not found anywhere else can give you complete visibility into your marketing, transparency of ROI, and make it really simple and easy to build your digital footprint and to grow your business profitably. So if your Google business profile and all the ins and outs felt a little tad overwhelming, or if you feel a tad overwhelmed, not just a tad, maybe quite a bit, you feel overwhelmed by the Google business profile, its active maintenance in combination with all the other many different facets of your online presence and how to maintain that and to get the most out of it for your local business. Don't worry, because we have an all-in-one system that can help you out. We are here to help you. Our platform can help you take care of this as well as so much else, if not all aspects of your online presence. So what I'm going to do is place a brief hold. I'm sorry, I meant a poll. I'm going to put a poll on the screen. Now, this poll on the screen lets us know if you are interested in scheduling a one-on-one call with one of our subject matter experts after this session here today. Or if you're watching this later on demand, no worries. You can simply request a one-on-one with us at any time. You just go to our website, you visit surefirelocal.com. I'm so sorry. You visit surefirelocal.com and click on the Get Demo button in the top right corner, and we will reach out to you and help you and show you how you can make all of this easier, as well as getting complete transparency of your ROI and make it simple and easy to build your digital footprint and to grow your business profitably. So give everyone a chance to fill that out. And whether or not you are new or a returning customer, folks, I'm just glad you took time out of your day to spend it with us. This information, like so much of the other information and resources we have available to you on the resources page on our website, remember, that is for you, that is free and on demand. You can go to that at any time. We're not charging you anything for that. Hopefully we're helping people out today to understand that the Google business profile is probably your first step, but it is one of many. So if you need some additional help and we've got the system for you, please reach out to us. Okay, give everybody a chance. Clickety click. Okay, answer that. Great. Let me close that out. Well, that's it. That's it, ladies and gents. Appreciate for you taking the time to spend it with me here today and listening to me vamp about Google business profiles. Hopefully you got a lot of great information out of that. Remember, you'll get the slides. So if you need to go over this with your team or look at the details later on, you can always do that. You will get that. You will get the link to that PDF as well as this recording. So as we say goodbye, massive thank you to folks. Thanks for coming out once again. We have a lot of these coming up. We do these all the time, constantly. So check out the resources page on our website or our social channels to get updates on our next wonderful webinar. What topic will it be? I don't know. You'll have to wait and find out. And if you think of any questions after the fact as you watch this replay, or as if you're going about your day and you're thinking about it and you want to get something more in depth, or I just couldn't answer your question here today, please do reach out to us. You can contact us, you can call us, you can request a demo, or you can email us at any time. Even if you just want to say hello, I'd appreciate it. And that email address is marketing@surefirelocal.com. As well, I've said it before, the resources page on our website, huge library of not just webinars. We've got ebooks, PDFs, there's a big blog section, etc. Check it out. It's free, on demand. Everyone, that's a wrap. Thanks again for coming out today. Thank you for enjoying a wonderful webinar. You all have a really great rest of your week. Take care. Okay, bye-bye.